Excellent. There we are. Hello, my lovelies, and a very warm welcome to what is going to be a somewhat different Monday Night Live. Now, I will explain to you, not immediately. I won't explain immediately because, somebody might come along in 5 minutes' time and they might enjoy the explanation too. So I'll give it a couple of minutes and then I'll explain to you. But the thing to take from this is that due to circumstances that are not really beyond my control at all, but are just somewhat unexpected, this is not going to be the full Monday Night Live. It's not going to be the normal Monday Night Live. Neither is it going to be the joint live stream that was planned because things have changed. So I'm only going to be going until 11 o'clock tonight, darlings. You can have an early night and you only have to suffer an hour of this rubbish. And you'll be hello, water. You will be getting the sober hour. You won't have to endure the drunken hour and watch me necking a bottle of wine. I will explain why as we go forward, but a very good evening to you all. Some of you I will have seen this afternoon, which was all part of the unexpected doings. The rest of you, I hope you've had a fabulous weekend. The first Formula One weekend, of course. And I'm sure that we've got lots to talk about, lots to catch up on. So anything you want to throw at me, bung it at me. We've got 58 minutes of joyful time together to discuss anything we damned well please. So let's see who we've got. Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Good evening, one and all. Hope you had a nice weekend. I second that. And Barry goes on to say, looks like Christian Horner is about to be reduced to having a lonely wank on a park bench. I suppose it beats wanking to a text message. He. Yeah, well, Christian Horner, what have we got to say about that? For a while, it looked as if he was going to hang on. But now Jos Verstappen has now weighed in and said that that his position is untenable, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I can't see any reason that Red Bull would hang on to Horner at this point, unless there is one thing that I can think of, right? Red Bull have been ridiculously dominant, and it's kind of an open secret in Formula One that they have not pushed themselves or the cars to the limits. Not this season, not last season. They've got more performance in the bag, and they're not showing it. The reason being that they don't want the FIA to put a change into the regulations to stop them being so dominant. Now, you might well ask yourself, how are Red Bull so dominant over the last couple of years? Now, a little part of me wonders, does Christian Horner know the secret? Does he know where the bodies are buried? Now, I'm assuming that the reason that Red Bull are dominant is that they're cheating in some way. They might not be, but let's work on that hypothesis. And obviously, Christian Horner would know what was going on, and he's got that over them. So I wonder if that is the only reason that he could hold on. Because, Max Verstappen is the star of the show. And if his old man is now weighing in and saying, look, we can't keep going like this isn't on, then they've got to get rid of him, unless he knows something that would be so earth-shattering if he were to share it, if they were to piss him off, that they daren't get rid of him. So I wonder. I mean, it's been a really interesting thing. I've been fascinated by it. All sorts of conspiracy theories, and the conspiracy theory that I warm to is that the lady in question is a plant from a competitor. Because what better way to screw up a team than to plant somebody in there to act as a femme fatale and then bring the whole structure crashing down by indulging in flirtations and so on with the married team principal. And again, that was just a bit of an out there conspiracy theory until after the allegations were dismissed by the investigation. Then boom, email, screen drop, that smacks of a very well organized. So it's a conspiracy theory that I'm perfectly willing to buy into, but it's a really, really interesting situation. If Christian Horner is not gone before the next race, then I am going to be absolutely amazed. And you would have to question, what does he know that means that they cannot afford to get rid of him? So, who knows? Who knows? It could all just be perfectly above board. He just could be a dirty old man and a potential cheat. And the Red Bull performance might all be perfectly legitimate and above board. Or the whole caboodle could be about to fall down around their ears. We shall see. Jimmy Quinn is also with us. Good evening, Jimmy. Smelly Hole is here. Oh, gosh, I'm so hungry tonight, say Smelly. Boaty, can you take me for a foot long sometime? I've been thinking about you a lot lately. Ah, dear me. Yeah, well, that is the beauty, isn't it? We can all meet in our dreams, in our fantasies. The artist formerly known as Barry Scrotter says good evening to everyone and lets us know that no headlining material has appeared as yet, but hopefully tomorrow. And also that they're buggered up with their name change, and it's 2 weeks until they can return to being Barry Scrotter again. And for the time being, they're going to be known as Rinky Dinky Doo, formerly known as Barry Scrotter, because there is a T missed out in Scrotter. So it's Scrotter, innit? And Barry says, lol, not as messed up as F1 is at the moment. The head of the FIA is being investigated for race fixing. Oh, dear. I mean, F1's always been like that. It's always been like that since day dot. But, in this current day and age, social media, all of that sort of thing, it just gets a bit more out there, doesn't it? Andrew is with us. Ivor Spotty Botty saying hello to everyone. Frank G_05 is with us. Bad Books is here. Sophie is here. Mustard in the kitchen. Greetings from Marmalade Land. And I've got no idea if he was going for marinade or marmalade or could be anything. Mustard, what happened to your live stream? Was it just me, or it just went with absolutely no warning? It just went and finished. And I wondered what the hell was going on. I wondered if you had been torpedoed by Simon because he was angry that you'd done a live stream at the same time as his. I thought, I wonder, a bit of enemy action going on there. Or did you just press the wrong button, or did your phone run out of battery? Or I mean, for those who didn't watch Mustard's live stream, and it's on his Mustard in the Kitchen channel, not on the Project Nigel channel, it was absolutely hilarious because he's doing the vertical live streams. His live streams are appearing on the feed, which means he's getting an inordinate number of total strangers coming into his stream. And it's absolutely hilarious. I mean, he's doing amazing numbers. I think he peaked at 114 people watching tonight. But it was hilarious because nobody's got a clue what's going on. And there's people coming in and just abusing him and telling him to shut up. Yes. People asking him if he's Jesus, asking him for a blessing, talking also. Oh God, it's a very different dynamic, and yeah, it's really quite interesting. Now, I wouldn't want it for this for our community time together. It wouldn't be conducive having a load of strangers. They wouldn't enjoy it because I guess we're a bit cliquey. We're a bit like an old family knocking on together, aren't we? And the interjections from people who don't know what this is all about would spoil the interpersonal community dynamic. But it does look fun, and I wouldn't mind a piece of that action myself. But it would have to be a different sort of live stream, like the one I tried the other Sunday lunch or whenever it was, when I tried a vertical one, and I didn't get any strange people coming in, but I wouldn't mind trying it again. Um, it'd be interesting to get abuse from some different people. Oh dear. Neil is here. Hello, your great flatulence. Uh, you've got a bloody nerve calling me a great flatulence. I think the great flatulence is a damn sight closer to you at the moment than I am, Neil. Bloody hell, that was some fantastic work this afternoon. Oh, and hello, chat. Ahoy there, Admiral Boaty says. Pingu Concord. Did you have a good time at the seaside today? Didn't even see the bloody sea, Pingu. Didn't even see the sea. I'm not on a promised race. Oh, right, I'll tell you that the reason is that today was a bit weird. It wasn't a normal yard day at all, not at all. For those who watch the live stream will know, I got to the yard, we had a cup of coffee, had a bit of a chat, had a hug with Neil and Soph, and then before you know it, we're off to Liverpool, or Formby to be precise, to look at a car, which we couldn't buy because it was an absolute, well, it wasn't, it was a heap of shit. And there's no way we could buy it. Even at scrap money, I wouldn't have wanted it. And then by the time and then we had lunch, and then by the time we got back to the yard, it was pretty much time to go. So it's been away. So partly for that reason, but also for another reason. Now, Neil and Soph are staying in Milne Road tonight at the hotel where the three of us stayed a couple of weeks ago. And they're back at the yard tomorrow. And I am also going back to the yard tomorrow for one very particular reason, which I may or may not tell you about tonight, or I may keep it as a surprise for tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. And because I'm going back to the yard tomorrow, that means that I can't do a long live stream tonight. Two reasons. One, I'm knackered. You know I'm always knackered on a Monday. I plough through the Monday, I do the day at the yard, I do the long drive home, and then I do the long live stream because on Tuesday, I know I can do absolutely nothing. So Monday night, I poured a bottle of wine into myself, have a late supper, and then Tuesday is always a write-off in my mind. I plan nothing for a Tuesday. I just get up whenever my body tells me it's okay to get up. All I've got to do then is to get a daily diary out, and that's it. And then just go to work at 5 o'clock. And so I know that I can recover on a Tuesday. I'm not going to be able to do that now. So I've got to be up and out again tomorrow, off to the yard, and then I've got to get back from the yard, get back here, and then go to work. So I'm too knackered to do a 2-hour live stream. I need to get an earliest night. And also, because I'm at the yard tomorrow, that means I've got no video editing time or anything. So the videos have already gone to pot. Boaty's Noshes didn't go out tonight when it should. So basically, when I finish at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be editing the daily diary and getting that uploaded so that can go out in the morning before I head off to the yard. So at least there's a video out there tomorrow, because there won't be a 1919 video tomorrow night because everything's all just tits up and arse backwards. So that is the reason why you only have to suffer for an hour tonight, darlings, and why you're not getting the joint live stream that you were promised. the joint live streams will come. Uh, the one that we were planning tonight can go back to next Monday, or if anybody, any of you would like to do a joint live stream with me Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, let me know and we can do it with pleasure. Just shout out in the comments, ping me, whatever. So there you go. That is the situation, darlings. I'm back to the yard tomorrow, and it will be more of a normal yard day tomorrow, although I'll obviously have to leave a little bit earlier. There will be a lunch from Istanbul. There will be a lunch video, etc., etc., etc. And something rather exciting will be happening, which I may tell you about, but then I may not, But I'm definitely not on a promise. I wouldn't be up for it tonight, to be honest. Well, I mean, I would. I mean, you're never going to say no, are you? But water, it's great. We were talking about you today, Trace. Sorry I missed the earlier live, says Ivor Spotty Botty. Can't be helped. Cars with JC. Joe is with us and says, evening, Jason and all. How are we all? Did you know that I've got a new green stripe? I did know that, Joe, and I'm very jealous of your green stripe. I wish that I had a green stripe. I probably have on something or other, although I'm not sure about that. We went right round the yard today, Joe, finding out what had a green stripe and what didn't. Nigel's got a green stripe. Toby Charles has got a green stripe. So you're in bloody good company. And I'm genuinely jealous. I wish that I had a green stripe, because the beauty of the green stripe, now, I've even started noticing this now. When you get a low sun in spring or autumn, then you get that blinding sun coming in at the top of your windscreen. And unless you've got a posh car with those extendable sun visor things, then you can't block it all out. Even if you put your sun visors down, there'll be chinks coming through in the gaps by the mirror. If you've got a nice green strip at the top of your windscreen, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. That's why it was always the tint at the top of the windscreen was always a prestige thing. You only got it on the upper models. And I'm bloody jealous that Joe has got one there. But there we are. Oh, and we have made a decision about Joe today. So we are yeah. So we've all learned how to do an impersonation of Joe. It's arguably not entirely accurate, but it is going to be consistent. Oh, dear. Predictable results in the F1. Yeah, they were entirely predictable. He's with the bird from Liverpool, says Jimmy Quinn. I'm really not. Not a woman here in Windybum, I can promise you that. Yes, Boaty, says Barry Scrotter, or the artist formerly known there as. Sorry I missed the live earlier. I did leave plenty of comments. I did notice. Mustard in the kitchen says, like. And Barry Scrotter says, oh, Jimmy Quinn, no, not the bird from Liverpool. No, not the comfy chair. Oh, dear. Hello, Mustard, says Barry. Nice bit of luck with Charlotte, eh? And of course, by Charlotte, he does indeed mean, he means, God, I've forgotten the name. What's Mustard's car name? I've got a mental block on the name. God almighty, I was shouting it out enough. Oh, God, it'll come back to me. Ronnie Pickering. That's it. That's who he means, Ronnie Pickering. But it isn't. Thank you, Neil. Yeah. I missed the live earlier, says Trace. Shall watch later. The reason is Adrian Newey, says Barry. Designing a ground effect wing car better than the other teams. Maybe. Maybe. Aha, says Ben. Evening, Ben. They bought Ronnie Pickering's Picasso. Part of the deal, Ronnie gets a windy bottom night at Boaty's. God, can you imagine? And good evening, Fuddy Monsters. And good evening to you, Ben. Uh, Mustard gives Charlotte Church a doing over. Now, that's a video I want to see. Uh, Pingu says, interesting. Pingu says, Verstappen will drive for Merck in 2025, taking Newey with him after Slaggy Horner gets fired next week. Yeah. Trey says, I saw Horny Horn as Willie. It's so bright pink and sticky, he needs to leave it alone and stop sending unsolicited dick pics to people. Cyber flasher weirdo. Did he send a dick pic? I've not actually seen the messages. I've heard people talk about them, but I've not actually seen them. Did he genuinely actually send a dick pic? Oh, he's going to be in so much trouble if he did. I mean, if he genuinely sent a dick pic, then how they can't keep him on, and his wife probably won't keep him on either. Oh, that could be big trouble for him. Dave Smith is here and says good evening. Barry is asking if Mustard will be giving Charlotte a good servicing, or forgotten the bloody name again. Ronnie Pickering, rather. I've got a ticket to Rustival, says Dave Smith, but I'm not sure if I can be asked. And Andrew says, come to Untival. It's free. It is indeed. Mustard's really got into the swing of live stream, says Trace, and I particularly enjoy his put down of trolls and wee takers. Brilliant. Ben says, I'd enjoy it, a vertical live. We could all engage cheeseburger mode. Shithousing ahoy. It could be fun, actually, couldn't it? It could be fun. Yeah, maybe we'll have to try some. Should we do one evening for a laugh? One evening, shall we set it up as a vertical live? I'll just move you to vertical over there. I mean, it wouldn't make too much difference when I'm just sitting here at the table. Should we do a vertical live tomorrow night and see what if any, trolls we can attract and just have a laugh with it? If I had my... I tell you what, I should do that, shouldn't I? Let's do a poll on that. And if I'm feeling generous, I might give away some channel memberships as well. Oh, right. Yes. Yes, I completely agree with that as it happens. That message that I've just received. Boaty, says Smelly Hole. I've had many vivid dreams about you. I thought you said video then. Hold on, let me try and remember my password. Don't look. There we are. Right, that's better. Video editing, says Dave Smith. Yes, Dave. I do edit some videos. They are not all unedited, believe it or not. Now, if I go on to that, and then if I press that, I'll also press this. Then I can click on that. Probably need to turn the sound down. How do I need to turn the sound? Oh, no, off. There we are. Done that. Right, and then become a member of this channel. I don't want to become a member of my own channel. Right, hold on, let's do it. See if I can remember how to do this. Right, hit that. Here we are, start a poll. Oh, God, yes, okay. There we are. So there is now a poll. Oh, for God's sake. Bloody hell. Because I've opened up the MacBook and because I had to change my password for what's it called? What's it called? iCloudy Apple thing, whatever it is. Hang on, let me just click on no thanks. It's just telling me that a new device has been added and it's frozen all of the screens. All right, let's have a look. Right, okay, so the poll is there for you to vote on, and 13 of you have voted on it. The question is, shall we do a vertical live tomorrow? And so far, 69% of you are saying yes, 31% of you are saying no. So, oh God, and that's changing all the time as the votes come in. But there you go. We'll keep an eye on the old poll there, and we'll go with the results, I think. Where are we? Neil says, time's lunch tomorrow then if you got to dip off quick. Oh, as in what time is lunch? Well, I haven't got to get off that quickly. As long as I leave by kind of 3:30. So if we're going to Istanbul, then we kind of need to be leaving the yard at like 1:30, don't we? So that or if not a little bit earlier. So yeah, if not a little bit earlier, because I will need to leave sort of 3:30, absolutely latest. 3 would be a bit more comfortable for me. Evening, Boaty, and the rest of you, say Stephen S. Paul. Good evening to you. Talking about me? Oh, filth, I hope, says Grace. Naturally. Andrew says, hello, smelly hole. Mustard, will you? Off with the messages. Oh, God almighty. I can't turn all of my devices down. Hello, smelly hole. I don't want to be rude. Are you from Liverpool? The green stripe is going, says Joe. I can assure you of that. Why would you get rid of it? That's a good thing. Green strip on his window, brown stripe in his underpants, says Neil. Yeah, well, that's true of most of us. What's the decision, says Joe, or asks Joe. The decision on what? I don't know. I did not force you to do an impression of Joe, Neil. God, they were hilarious. Dear. Lord Stiff Upper Lip says, hello, Boaty. If you fill a SIM card with videos or pics, does it weigh anymore? Good question. I mean, the obvious answer is no, of course not, but I wonder if it does. Does data have any weight? I mean, no, it can't do, can it? Oh, God, that's going to keep me awake tonight now. I did not force you. The impressions were hilarious. I don't know when they're going to make it, because I'm all pushed for time now. Then they're not going to be in tomorrow's Daily Diary, but I think they deserve to be in a standalone video, all on their own anyway. They deserve to be in the 1919 slot video. So I think, oh, for Christ's sake. Oh. God almighty. So I think that the way it's going to work out is it's going to be a short Daily Diary video, probably with the journey to the yard in Lewis Hamilton, which was a fantastic journey. The weather was amazing, and Lewis Hamilton really behaved himself remarkably well. And then the rest of the doings of the day will end up in a standalone video coming out some point from Wednesday onwards, along with whatever I film tomorrow. Why would anyone take a pic of your downstairs chap? Asks Barry. Well, I don't know, mate. It's not something that I would do, but many do by all accounts. Indeed, I've seen a lot of these pictures for 2 reasons. One is that when singles was a thriving thing, then, they used to get, when people used to send such things, they used to get reported. And in order for me to, I needed to see the evidence in order to ban the person sending them. And the other reason is when, after the divorce, when Mrs. Boaty and I were still humping each other, but also both on dating sites and whatnot, she used to show me the messages and stuff she was getting off the dating sites, and she got a lot of dick pics. But I don't know why anybody would do that. Like, it's not something that I would do. It's not a nice thing to do, but more to the point, I'm not sure how effective it is. I mean, has any woman ever received a picture of a dick and thought, I must have that inside me immediately? I don't care whether the guy is an arsonist or whatever. I don't care. That penis is just so attractive that I cannot possibly resist it. Has any woman ever said that? Well, maybe a lady from Liverpool, but I'm not convinced that it's a particularly effective seduction tool. And if Mr. Horner sent one, it certainly didn't work for him, did it? Hello, Boat. Evening, Boaty. Hope you're well, says Dad Smith. And good evening, chat. Good evening to you, Dad. I saw the pic, says Trace. If it wasn't his willy, then he's hit his thumb with a hammer and covered it in glycerine. Oh dear. Isn't Horny Horner married to Ginger Spice? Asked Ivor. Yes, he is. For now. We don't know how much longer that's going to last. I'm not about to go trawling around to find a pic of Horner's horn, says Barry. Lost the pic and now it's back, says Grace. Yeah, that's for the reason I said, because I sparked the MacBook up and I changed the password. I got that little notification, a new device has been added to your account, blah, 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 blah. And that froze all of the screens, basically. So apologies for that. Don't forget to like, shouts Jimmy Quinn at you all. And if Jimmy tells you to do something, you'd better do it. Neil says, we need to leave about the same time to beat the traffic back to Wolvo, so the earlier the better. Right, fair enough, Neil. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll try and get there a little bit earlier tomorrow if I can. But I am going to be shattered, so I can't absolutely promise anything. But I will try. At the very least, I'll try not to be too late. If push comes to shove, then we can just head off for lunch pretty soon after I get there. I mean, it would be quicker to go to the Chippy, I know, but I think we all fancy Istanbul, don't we? I certainly fancy kebab. I didn't get a kebab last week, did I? Why didn't I get a kebab? Oh, because last week, Monday, we went down to pick up Ronnie Pickering, didn't we? That's right. And then Wednesday, we ate at the toll bar when Mustard came back here. So, there we are. We've got a plan. Oh, don't forget the wine, says Ivor. Oh, right. I'll put the wine in. I haven't put it in yet, but I will put it in the new. Curry for supper, darlings. Curry for supper. And I'm feeling quite hungry after watching Mustard. But Mustard and I should do a cooking video together, because I was shouting at my screen watching him make that chili, because he did it all arse backwards. I've got no idea what the man was thinking. He put first in should have been the onions and the peppers, followed and the green chilies, and then followed by the mince. So the onions should have gone in with the peppers, with the garlic and the ginger, and the other thing that I've forgotten about. That should have all gone in first, on a good heat. So that should have then sweated down, and he didn't want crunchy peppers. He's going on about not wanting crunchy peppers, and then he put them in when everything else had already been cooking for ages. So they're gonna, so he's poaching his peppers, right? You don't want poached peppers. You don't want chili going in at the very last minute because you're just going to have individual bits of chili. It's not going to. No, 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 no. No, when you're making your chili, first in is your onion, pepper, ginger, garlic, and chilies, fresh green chilies. Fry those off, and then bung in your keema, bung in your mince. Uh, then throw in your chili, your ground cumin, your ground coriander, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. So I was screaming at the screen. So the two of us actually cooking together on video would, I imagine, be quite amusing, or frustrating, or annoying, or all three. Because he's got some. He cooks in. Right. I'm not going to knock him because his food always looks very good. His his knowledge of ingredients and his combinations of ingredients and his use of spice and herbs are all very good indeed. I mean, I've never eaten his food. I would love to try it, but his techniques, oh my God, very different to mine. I'm not saying they're wrong, but it would be interesting if we were both in the same room having a cook off, or better still, out doing a Land Rover lunch, doing a cook off in the outdoors with some of you lot as well, and we both cook a dish, and then you guys have to try it and score it out of 10 or something. Where did I get to? Oh, the wine, yeah. Well done, Captain, says Ben. Keep pinging him. Boaty goal, says Simone, the lovely Simone of Hooked on Classics, a channel that I'm now a member of. Thank you very much, Simone. Well, Christian Horn is going to have a lovely wanted poster. Oh, he's in so much trouble. Good evening, young man, says Pendulous Knocking. What on earth happened on Damn Jesus' Live? Oh, well, it wasn't just me then. I don't know. It just disappeared like that, didn't it? My ex didn't mind the odd member pick, says Ivor. Nope, says Trace. Receiving pics almost 100% would never work to get a woman. It's just a masturbatory aid for the man. Like when Mac flashers would get off on showing randoms in the street. Yeah, right. Hi, all, says Simone. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, okay. Okay, Ivor. A dick pic from your other half is, I suppose, a different thing, although, again, not something I've ever done. God, I'm trying to think how any of my exes would have reacted to me sending a picture of my little chap. I mean, God knows they saw enough of it in real life. They wouldn't want to be seeing pictures of the damn thing as well. Bum, bum, bum. I agree, Trace, says Neil. I've never sent a dick pic, and if a female ever sent me one, I never messaged back, meaning that they valued themselves as nothing. Yeah, well, I mean, if a female sent me a picture of their penis, then yeah, I probably wouldn't message back either. That's up, right. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. A new series to rival Two Fat Ladies, says Ivor. Two clueless clots cooking. I quite like that. Barry says, I know full well if I sent a picture of mine to Karen, she'd blow it off with a 44 Magnum. Oh dear. John Stoodley is with us. Hey, Boaty. Hey, chat. Simone has planted daffodils in her garden. Blimey, Simone, is that not a little bit too late? My, well, I mean, there are daffodils out down the street there, but my daffodils aren't out yet. They never come out to St. David's Day or even close. I've got a few that are just starting to bud, but it's going to be a little while until any of them actually flower. Generally, the ladies who send undercarriage pics, Neil, are after some kind of financial gain, paid fan sites, selling pics, etc. Um, I've never had an undercarriage pic. Now, Bernard used to regularly send me pictures of her knockers, but never the downstairs bit. Boo sent me all sorts of pictures of, yeah, but not the actual clout. Trying to think. I mean, I'm of an age where sending, when I was the sort of age where you might send or receive pictures, then camera phones weren't a thing, I suppose. It would have meant the lady taking a picture of her own clunge, going into Boots, getting it developed, taking the pictures back home, putting them in an envelope, putting a stamp on. That would have been a lot of effort, wouldn't it? I guess that's why dick pics were never a thing when you had to use the Royal Mail. Pendulous Knocking says, I always thought Horner was a sleazy snake, and now the truths will be revealed. Well, will they? We shall see. We shall see. Exactly, says Neil. I mean, if you have the confidence to do it and all the bits are in the right place, and if they're comfortable doing it, so be it. But not my cup of tea. I couldn't get away with it. Well, no, not my cup of tea either, Neil. So you're leaning against an open door with me there. I only sent a couple of pics, says Andrew Buttigieg, and I was very grateful to receive them, Andrew. You're a fine figure of a man. Laughing my arse off, says Trace, at Boaty re women sending peen pics. Do you remember flash mobs, says Simone, a bunch of dirty old men in Max? Stephen S. Paul says, I work with enough dicks, I don't need their pictures. Video title from Barry. I keep forgetting to ask you for titles for it. Video title. The Great Horner's Horn Debate. Oh, we'll take a screenshot of that. Quite like that. Try Mini Daffodil Tete-a-Tete. Early flowering. Thank you, Bad Books. My ex sent me some saucy pics, says Ivor Spotted Butty. Excuse me for a few minutes. Boaty's Norks bring the boys to the yard, says Pingu. And before anyone asks, and I was wondering this, Paddy, I wasn't going to ask, but I did wonder this. Yes, Karen really does have a 44 Magnum. Bloody hell. God. Armed wives. That could change some male behaviours, couldn't it? I mean, the one thing I hate is domestic violence. And before anybody says anything, I know from personal experience that domestic violence can work two ways. Although I think it's probably fair to say that it tends to be more male towards female, but the reverse is also a thing, as I say, I know from experience. But I wonder how much that would be less of a thing if all wives, immediately after their wedding, if all wives were armed with a 44 Magnum. Then those bloody weak, cowardly assholes who think it's all right to beat women up, they might bloody well think twice about it. Ben says, Motiv Bustard live in the kitchen. Listening to that would make Floyd and Ramsey blush like a wee laddie. And Simone says, I always thought Helmut Marko looked a bit iffy. Who was the guy who was caught at that prostitute pottering party dressed up as a Nazi or whatever it was? What was his name? He was F1, wasn't he? Oh dear. The best bit is she keeps it in a bedside table. Bloody hell, it's going from bad to worse. Dear God, you wouldn't want to fart in the middle of the night. I bet you've never given her a Dutch oven, have you? I mean, that would really put the reins on your behaviour. Your missus having a 44 Magnum at the side of the bed. Barry Scrotter, or the artist formerly known thereof, says tete-a-tete are really good, as you say. I've got quite a few and they do flower early. Harry Windsor, asked me. Oh, Max Mosley, son of Oswald Mosley. That's right, Max Mosley. Baronet Oswald Ernald Mosley. Baronet Oswald Ernald Mosley. He was popular and handsome as Richard Burton. Because I've seen him on the box once with his black shirt on. And though I cannot claim to be any great authority, as far as I'm concerned, the sun shone out from his otter tree. He could have been a great dictator, given half a chance, but they treated him like a traitor, so he went to live in France. Baronet Oswald Ernald Mosley. Go on then, who remembers that? Cheeseburger would have had that in 3 seconds. I don't like guns, says Simone. Um, well, I think many people would side with you on that one. YouTube channel says about books. Dragon Man, American with a Harley Davidson workshop, war museum and shooting range. His house full of guns and he sleeps with a machine gun. Bloody hell. Oh, Barry. Oh, and Barry refuses to confirm or deny if he also owns a weapon. If Michael McIntyre does his midnight game show at your house, it'd be his last. Bang, bang. As far as I can tell, says Simone, American police care more about pulling the trigger than life itself. Gosh, well, that's an interesting point of view, isn't it? And I've actually caught up with the comments. So let's have a look at the poll. Oh, it's close. There have been 31 votes. 58% have said yes, do a vertical live tomorrow. 42% have said no. So as things stand, that is the majority on a yes. Might be fun to do as a one-off. And just see what happens. See if we do actually pick anybody up. See, now when I did the last vertical live, admittedly that was a lunchtime, I didn't pick up anybody at all. So maybe it's not just about it being vertical. You've still got to get picked up by the algorithm, or there's got to be something about the live stream that entices people in. As I say, I would be somewhat wary of doing it in this slot anyway, because I love the community thing that we've got, and I would hate to spoil that by having the 100 odd interlopers in. But yeah, as a one-off for a bit of fun, could be a laugh. And as I say, if anybody would like to do a joint live with me at any point, do shout out and we will make that happen. Just let me know when you would like to do it. Right, what else have we got to talk about? We've covered the old F1. I've told you that we went to see a car today and we were unable to buy it. It was a Rover 25, kind of a nothing model, really. Probably an IE or something like that. It had a sunroof, wasn't leather or anything like that. And it just couldn't be bought. It was, oh God, the grille was held on with insulation tape. The sunroof was sealed shut very amateurishly with some sort of tape. At least one of the windows was held on with tape. What else? Looked like the head gasket was right on its way out. It was full of, it had what's it in the coolant. Oh, I've forgotten what it was. Neil will know. Obviously, Neil was with us. So Neil just went straight in and did a full AA inspection on it. It was pumping oil out somewhere in an oil leak. Two of the underneath things were seeping or leaking or not doing what they should do. The airbag light was on. and the guy wanted. I think the guy had it up for 695. No, it wasn't Radweld Bad Books. It was the other one. I think it begins with K. I don't know. But even at scrap money, wouldn't really have wanted it. It would just be another. I mean, on the plus side, it had a full MOT. It had a fresh MOT on it. Though quite how it achieved a fresh MOT with the airbag light on is questionable. I mean, you could argue that the airbag light on came on immediately after it left the MOT station. These things are always possible. An MOT is just a snapshot in time. That's what I always used to tell the customers. But there was just absolutely nowhere to go with the car. But on the plus side, it was a road trip and we had a good laugh. And guess what we had for lunch? McDonald's. We got mustered into a McDonald's. Can you believe that? And God, I'm not ashamed to say that I do love a cheeky McDonald's. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Before I disappear, I'm going to give away 5 channel memberships. So make sure you've got your accepting gift things turned on. Right. So 5 memberships about to be gifted, and these are top level channel memberships, darlings. So get ready. 3, 2, 1, gift. Right, and we will see who has received those. Hopefully they will have gone to some worthy recipients. Let's have a look. Right, where did I get to? Oh, we're talking about this American chap with all of the guns. In other words, says Boaty, the car was in the same state as Horner's Todger. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because Christine Horner's position is 100% untenable now. And as I say, I mean, you throw a conspiracy theory at me or throw an alternative explanation at me. As far as I'm concerned, if they don't get rid of Christine Horner, the only reason for that would be that he knows the secrets. And if he were to spill the beans, then it would be the end of the story for Red Bull. I can't think of any other reason why they would not get rid of him. I mean, if those messages are genuine, and even if, as I suspect it probably was, even if the whole thing was a setup, then he's done it, hasn't he? He's a married man, he's in a position of power, and he's got into that position with an employee of the company. And if he sent a picture of his little chap, for God's sake, he can't stay there. He can't stay in post unless, as I say, he's got the dirt and they daren't get rid of him. It will genuinely be interesting to see how that one plays out. Oh, Sean is here. Hello, playmates. Just finished off my videos for Tuesday and Thursday. Feeling much better after my illness last week. Chicken soup did the job. 2 candles tonight, pushing the boat right out, I see. Yeah, I stopped at Tesco on the way home, and I did purchase 2 candles. Not 4 candles, 2 candles. Back to the cheap ones, £1.25 each. Oh, right. Oh, and Sean, if you've just got here, I'm about to bugger off in a minute. Now, normally I do 10 till 12 on a Monday. Tonight is different because I've got another yard day tomorrow. So I've got to be up and out early, which means that I need to get some rest, get an earlier night. And I've also got tomorrow's video to edit before I can go to bed. So I know you get confused with the times. You've just got used. You're trying to get your head around Monday starting an hour earlier than any other night. And now I'm telling you that not only have I started at 10, I'm finishing at 11 instead of midnight. But it is just a one-off. But I'm glad you're feeling better, mate. That's really good news. Look forward to the new videos. Now then, the gifted membership. Who got them? Peter P got one. James Ray got one. Oh, Jim. Oh, that's nice. Dav Flav got one. Oh, the Peak District Viking got one. And Cars and Stuff. Wow, wonderful. Well, welcome to 5 new channel members. I hope you enjoy being a channel member, and I hope you continue to be a channel member even after your gifted membership, which lasts for 1 month, has finished. And do remember that channel memberships are available from a very reasonable 99 pence per month. What do you get for your channel membership, I hear you ask? Well, there are 3 tiers of channel membership. All channel members get immediate access to the daily diaries, whereas everybody else gets theirs 2 days behind. You get yours a full day earlier, and you get it without adverts. All channel members get some members-only content that never becomes available to everybody else, or only after a significant period of time. And then as the tiers increase, then you get other perks. You get, what do you get? Well, if you meet me in person, you get free momos, free food, discounted merchandise, that sort of thing. And I believe that if you are a top tier channel member, then you get access to my guest suite for a little break in the Peak District, where I will wait on you hand and foot, dressed as a French maid, bringing you freshly cooked food and beautifully chilled wine and that sort of thing. So, you know, it's well worthwhile being a channel member. Where else? What other channel can you get a guest suite in a centuries-old beautiful Peak District cottage for just $4.99 a month? It really is tremendous value. Gosh, you lucky people. I don't know how I do it. I mean, you'd be in the pound seat, really. All you'd have to do would be to eat more than £5 worth of Momo, and you'd be ahead of the game. So there you are, you see. I'm waiting to see what happens to this race fixing debate, says Barry. Oh, there's plenty going on. Trace says Horner cheated on his pregnant partner of 14 years. Oh, she's a bit young to be pregnant, isn't she? 14. And, well, that shows you what sort of man he is. He got a 14-year-old girl pregnant. Horner cheated on his pregnant partner of 14 years with Jerry. Now he's doing the same to her. When you marry a mistress, you create a vacancy. True. And once a rotter, always a rotter. So there you are, you see. Men, they show their true colours in the end, don't they? Oh, I'm looking forward to a glass of wine. It was announced on Saturday after the investigation that Horner did nothing wrong. Oh, yeah. I stopped watching F1 a few years ago, says Ivor. Maybe watch a highlight package every now and then. Seems like it's going downhill. It's always been a bit like that. There've always been scandals. But then they weren't, they just weren't as widely known as things tend to be today in this social media age. I don't like Red Bull, says Simone. Terrible drink. I agree. I've never tried it, but I know it's one of those energy drinks that are just basically sugar and caffeine, and they're really bad for you. Trace, do a live tonight, says Jimmy. Yeah. Somebody do a live. Somebody take over at 11 o'clock and do a live while I edit my videos. I'll probably join, and if you do, I'll join in once I'm done. If you're still going at midnight, when I'll be well and truly half pickled, probably, because, you know, when you're tired, you only need a sniff of the barmaid's apron and you're flying away with the fairies, aren't you? So, if anybody does a live, I'm sure you'll have a good audience. Membership perks, says Trace. Time shared on spare room at Boaty's. Yeah, absolutely. Red Bull tastes like, says Barry. Something I can't think of that's awful. If you send money to his PayPal account, you can share Boaty's bed, says Jimmy Quinn. Further membership benefits, free ghosts. Yeah, don't come and stay here if you're not comfortable with ghosts and ghostly doings. For those who don't know, this is a very haunted cottage. This cottage has got so much history of, I mean, the most recent bit of interesting history is 3 generations of a family were murdered here. But if you go back to when this was a monasterial cottage and the time shortly thereafter, oh, people were imprisoned here. Oh God, all sorts, absolutely all sorts. So now the ghosts and the paranormal doings don't worry me in the least. And to be honest, they're very few and far between now. I've been here 8.5 years and we've just settled in together. When I first moved in, they were a nightmare because they were, I was going to say mischievous, but they were worse than mischievous. They would do stuff. They would unlock my door and leave it open, like not as in unlocked, but as in actually open. I'd come downstairs in the morning and my doors would be open. They would turn the taps on, and they would do that in the bath, and the bath hasn't got an overflow. So my car keys would go missing for ages and end, all of that sort of thing. But we kind of made our peace. I just started talking to them quite a lot, and I don't believe in ghosts, by the way. So it might seem mad that I was talking to them, but when you're confronted by that sort of thing, you have to accept that, okay, I might not officially believe in this, but, I believe in what I'm seeing, and there is, my mind has got to be open to that possibility. So I spoke to them and I said, look, I'm not going to try and get rid of you. I don't want, I'm happy to share. I understand that this was your space. And for a while it's going to be my space, but I'm fine with you. I'm not going to try and have you exercised or anything like that, and I don't want to fall out with you. I said, just feel free to. I still drank vodka back then. I said, let's, your spirits, I've got spirits. Let's have a glass of something together and chill out. And just gradually, things stopped happening, and they don't really happen now unless somebody stays here. And when somebody does stay here, then things can start to happen again. But as long as you're fine with that, then buy yourself a channel membership. Get your asses over here. I'll make you a nice meal. You English like a good scandal, says Steve Nespool. Pingu says, apparently, if stroke when Horner goes, the top talent at Red Bull, including Max, have clauses saying they can break their contracts early, hence the exodus to Merck for 2025. Toto is clever. God, so that's a conspiracy theory on top of a conspiracy theory. What if it was Mercedes who planted the bird in Red Bull? See, I would buy that. I would buy that. Formula One is full of such goings on. Probably all sport. I mean, my own sport was certainly full of intrigue and chicanery and rabble rousing, and I don't suppose any other sport would be different. Frank G_05 has been a member for 6 months, a club member no less. Thank you very much, Frank, and says thanks for the live, Boaty. You're more than welcome. Bally says Toto Wolff has had a lot to say about Horner. Barry Scrotter says, I looked at the car very much like the Rover 25 once before I got my Golf. All I could say was, sorry, this car isn't for me. If I'd started on all the faults, they would have had me in tears, so I politely walked away. What did Mustard have? A Big Mac? No. He had 2 triple cheeseburgers and a large fries. Is what Mustard had? I had a Big Mac. Don't get me started on ghosts, not after True Detective, says Barry. Darlings, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I've got so much to do before I go to bed. And yeah, I've got an early start tomorrow. I've got to get to the yard. Something exciting is going to happen, and I haven't told you about it. And I'm not going to tell you now because it's too late. We haven't got time to discuss it. You'll find out about it tomorrow, or we can talk about it in tomorrow's live stream. Tomorrow we'll be back to normal, 11 o'clock until midnight. I'll be knackered, but don't worry about that. We'll have a jolly good laugh. Oh, and tomorrow might be vertical if I remember that the poll, which has ended up at, oh, I don't press that screen, do I? It's a MacBook. I do that. 37 votes, 59% saying yes to a vertical live, 41% saying no. So we'll end the poll at that. And that is done. We'll close my MacBook down. Shut down. Shut down. There we are. So poll complete. And that is it then, darlings. I'm sorry that it's an early bath tonight. Maybe somebody else will take over and do a live. But either way, I will see you lot tomorrow, Tuesday night live, 11 o'clock. And as I say, something exciting is going to happen tomorrow. And you will see the results of that exciting channel, not only on my channel, you will also see it on a certain Project Nigel channel as well at some point after tomorrow. So all exciting stuff, but I'm just going to have a frantic hour or two before bed now. I've got laundry to sort. And then tomorrow is going to be another one of those mad rushes. Getting up when I'm still knackered, getting off to the yard, getting back in time for work, all of that good stuff. So thank you so much for your company tonight, all of you. Yeah, have a safe and peaceful night or a great day, depending on where you are in the world. Most of all, take the best care of yourselves and have the best day ahead that you possibly can. Much love from me, and I will see you next time. Thank you again for chew and indeed, bosh.